A lion stands beside the carcass of its recently killed prey. From afar, the chilling laughter of the hyenas began to echo. In the next few minutes, that meal could turn into a fierce confrontation. Comment 1 if you think the lions will keep the prey, or 2 if you believe the hyenas will steal the meal. African grasslands stretch across vast areas. From Serengeti in Tanzania to Masai Mara in Kenya, then down to Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa. This area is mostly open grassland. Interspersed are low shrubs, acacia trees, and seasonal lakes. The climate here is very harsh. The rainy season brings fresh grass and water. Herds of antelopes, zebras, buffalo, and giraffes began to gather. But when the dry season comes, everything changes. The ground is cracking. Rivers and lakes are drying up. It is this harshness that transforms the African grasslands into a battlefield for survival. There, the prey must always be on guard. Meanwhile, the predator lies in wait, waiting for its opportunity. Certain species, such as lions and hyenas, have their own roles in this conflict. Lions represent the strength and power of the apex predator. Hyenas, on the other hand, are persistent, intelligent, and always know how to take advantage of opportunities to hunt or steal food. Each species has its own way of surviving, but all contribute to the harshness and balance of the savanna. During the day, the steppe is bathed in hot sun and red dust. As night fell, roars and howls began to echo. The African grasslands are not just wildlands, it is a place where life, death, and instinct coexist every day. Under the harsh sun, the antelopes are grazing. Zebras move in groups. Wild buffaloes gather near the remaining bodies of water. But behind that facade of peace, the predator is always silently observing. Amidst the golden grass, a lion lay low to the ground. Its cold eyes were fixed on the distant school of prey. It's not in a hurry. There's no need to make any noise. Every movement was slow, steady, and perfectly controlled. Lions are considered one of the most powerful predators in Africa. An adult male lion typically weighs between 180 and 250 kilograms. Female lions are smaller, typically weighing around 120 to 180 kilograms. Their body length can reach nearly 3 meters. A lion can reach a maximum speed of around 80 kilometers per hour over short distances, but they weren't born to run long distances. Lions are only truly dangerous when they are close to their prey. Its greatest weapons are its muscular strength, sharp claws, and jaws with a terrifying biting force. A well-timed pounce can cause prey to lose its balance instantly. A bite to the neck can end a hunt in just a few breaths. Unlike many other big cats, lions live in prides. In a pride, female lions are usually the primary hunters. They work together to surround, corner, and subdue their prey. Male lions, on the other hand, play a role in protecting their territory. The thick mane around their necks not only gives them a majestic appearance, but also makes them look larger when facing enemies. On the savanna, The roar of a lion can be heard for miles around. It wasn't just the sound of power, it was a warning. This territory already has an owner. Even as kings of the Savanna, lions are not always safe. After each hunt, the smell of blood quickly spreads in the wind. In the distance, hyenas began to appear. They are not as strong as lions in a head-on confrontation, but they are more numerous, more resilient, and always know how to wait for the right opportunity. A lion can bring down its prey, but to keep its meal, it had to keep fighting. That's the rule of the African grasslands. Victory never belongs to the predator in a single moment. It must be protected by strength, vigilance, and survival instincts. The lion opened that symphony, a symphony of hunger, power, blood, and life. In this place, each species has its own role. The prey runs to survive. The predator fights to eat, and the steppe silently witnessed it all, day after day. As the sun began to set behind the African savanna, another force started to emerge. That's a spotted hyena. The most misunderstood predator on the savanna. Many people think of hyenas as scavengers, but in the wild, they are also tenacious, intelligent, and extremely dangerous hunters. An adult spotted hyena can weigh between 77 and 176 pounds. Females are usually larger than males. They live in well-organized groups. The top leadership is usually held by the dominant children. In the world of hyenas, females have higher power, are more aggressive, and are usually eaten first. The hyena's most fearsome weapon is not its speed. It all comes down to endurance, strong teeth, and the ability to coordinate with the pack. They can track their prey for extended periods. When the prey begins to tire, the entire pack will tighten their encirclement. A lone hyena might not be so scary, but when the whole pack appears, the situation changes completely. On the vast grassland, a young wildebeest was separated from its herd. It tried to run towards the adults. But behind the scenes, the hyenas had discovered a weakness. They didn't rush in hastily. Some are running behind. Some are pressing on either side. A hyena lunged and bit him on the hind leg. Another one immediately approached from the side. The chase ended in just a few minutes. On the Savanna, hyenas don't need a perfect pounce. They won through perseverance and relentless pressure. But hyenas don't just hunt antelopes. They also frequently encounter leopards. Leopards are stealthy predators. It might kill its prey and then drag the carcass up a tree to prevent it from being stolen. But if the meal is still on the ground, the hyenas will quickly sniff it out. A leopard has just brought down a young antelope. Before it could pull its prey high enough, heavy footsteps echoed from the bushes. A pack of hyenas appeared. The leopard growled low, trying to protect its meal. But hyenas are not easily intimidated. They advance step by step, heads bowed low, teeth bared. The leopard knows that even one mistake can cost it dearly. Eventually, it was forced to retreat up the tree. The meal fell into the hands of hyenas. That's why, on the African grasslands, hunting prey doesn't guarantee you'll get to eat it. The one who keeps the prey in check is the ultimate winner. Elsewhere, hyenas are clashing with African wild dogs. Wild dogs are extremely effective pack hunters. They move quickly, coordinate well, and are almost tireless. But hyenas have the advantage of physical strength and jaws capable of crushing bones. When two species target the same carcass, tension immediately flares up. The stray dogs barked fiercely and ran around trying to exert pressure. The hyenas responded with a cold laugh and a direct charge into the opposing formation. This is not a fight for one individual. This is a battle between two species. One side relies on speed and coordination. One side relies on strength, tenacity, and the ability to withstand blows. If the number of wild dogs is greater, they can force the hyenas away from the carcass, but if the hyenas bring more of their pack, the balance will quickly shift. In Africa, just one step further from the predator can turn the predator into the prey. Hyenas are not as beautiful as leopards, not as fast as a cheetah. It wasn't particularly striking in terms of its imposing appearance either, but they survive on something even more terrifying: its intelligence, endurance, jaws that can crush bones, and a strong sense of community. They hunt, they steal prey, they clean up carcasses, and they return nutrients to the soil. In the African ecosystem, hyenas are not superfluous. They are the cleaners, the hunters, and the keepers of the cycle of survival from stopping. As night fell over the savanna, the hyena's laughter echoed once more, cold, persistent, and full of warning signs. Because in this place, darkness hides more than just danger. It also marks the moment when the hyenas truly begin their hunt. The sun was almost setting below the horizon. The setting sun cast a deep red hue over the meadow. The lion stood beside the carcass of its prey. Its breathing was heavy and slow. On his golden fur, dust and bloodstains still clung after the hunt. It had to use all its strength to bring down its prey. But on the savanna, catching prey never meant absolute victory. The smell of blood had spread far and wide on the wind, and those who specialized in tracking the scent of blood had begun to appear. From a distance, the howling of hyenas could be heard. It started as just a faint sound. Then another voice responded. The lion raised its head. Its eyes stared straight ahead at the moving shadows behind the tall grass. Within minutes, the hyenas had surrounded the area, using their numbers to overwhelm the lion, which was exhausted after the hunt. The lion snarled in resistance, But the hyena relentlessly harassed it and pressed close to the carcass. They just need to exhaust the lions in order to steal their meal. A chilling laugh echoed across the savannah, signaling that the battle for the meal was tipping in favor of the hyenas. Finally, the lion backed away. It was still roaring and baring its teeth, but it wasn't charging anymore. Amidst the vast grasslands, sparse acacia bushes, and semi-arid landscapes of East Africa, home to one of the most successful predators on the planet, African wild dogs. Unlike the ferocious appearance of lions or hyenas, wild dogs possess a compact physique suited for long-distance pursuits. An adult typically weighs between 40 and 80 pounds. Their long legs, deep rib cage, and well-developed cardiopulmonary system enable them to maintain high speeds for extended periods. But the greatest strength of wild dogs lies not in their physical bodies, but in their pack. A pack of stray dogs can consist of anywhere from a few individuals to over 20 members. Each animal has its own role, from the individuals who lead the hunt to those who stay behind to protect their offspring in the den. Their coordination is so close-knit that it is considered one of the most effective hunting systems in the natural world. When they spot prey, the pack doesn't immediately rush in to attack. They begin by quietly approaching, closing the distance. Observe every movement of your opponent. Then the chase began. Unlike cheetahs, which rely on explosive speed for a few dozen seconds, wild dogs win through endurance. They took turns relentlessly pursuing him, putting pressure on him. This forces the prey to run farther, faster, and expend more energy. Gradually, the prey begins to tire. Its breathing becomes heavy. Its speed slows down. And that's when the pack of wild dogs delivered the finishing blow. They must always live in a state of heightened alert. When they spot prey foraging, wild dogs will silently approach from multiple directions. They didn't rush in immediately. Instead, the entire pack patiently observes to find the weakest individual. In addition, they also hunt young wildebeest and many other small herbivores. The success rate of hunting wild dogs often exceeds 70%, a number that very few other predators in the savanna can achieve. However, taking down the prey is only half the battle. After each hunt, the entire pack must eat very quickly. The dry season transforms the savanna into a harsh land. Amidst burnt grass, cracked earth, and low-lying thorns, danger lurks everywhere. On one side was a small, stubborn, aggressive, and almost fearless individual. On the other side was a giant, silent, patient, and killing its prey with deadly constricting grips. When the two clash, it's not just a battle between the small and the big, rather, it's a confrontation between recklessness and overwhelming power. The honey badger is one of the most notoriously tenacious predators in the natural world. It doesn't have a massive body like a lion. It doesn't have the speed of a cheetah. They also lack the pack strength of hyenas or wild dogs. But in return, honey badgers possess a body built for the harsh struggle for survival. An adult individual typically measures about 29 to 38 inches in length. Shoulder height is only about 9 to 12 inches. Weight typically ranges from 6 to 30 pounds. At first glance, it doesn't look like something that could threaten larger species, but beneath that small frame lies an incredible defense. The honey badger's skin is thick, tough, and quite loose. When bitten on the nape or back by an enemy, it can twist its body within its own skin to bite back. This is why many predators find it difficult to keep a honey badger under control for extended periods. Its skull is strong and sturdy. Their teeth are strong enough to bite through the skin, small bones, and scales of many reptiles. Its long claws help it dig burrows, tear apart insect nests, search for prey, and attack when cornered. Honey badgers are omnivores that are primarily predators. Its diet can include mice, birds, eggs, reptiles, insects, scorpions, snakes, carrion, fruit, and even honey. What makes this species special is its daring nature. It can stand up to venomous snakes. You might run into a beehive. It is possible to steal food from others, and when threatened, it usually doesn't choose to run away immediately. For honey badgers, survival isn't about avoiding all danger. Survival means making others pay the price if they dare to touch it. If the honey badger is ferocity in a small body, the African rock python is a symbol of silent strength. This is one of the largest snakes in the world and the largest snake in Africa. An adult individual typically measures between 3 and 5 meters in length. Exceptionally large individuals can exceed 6 meters in length. The average weight can reach 97 to 121 pounds, and even larger ones can weigh more. African pythons are non-venomous. It doesn't need venom. Its weapon lies in its muscles. When ambushing, pythons usually lie still in tall grass, rocky crevices, bushes, or near water sources. Its mottled skin helps it blend into its surroundings. The body remains almost completely still, making it difficult for prey to recognize the danger. When the distance is close enough, it lunges forward extremely quickly. The curved teeth grip the prey like hooks. Immediately afterward, the python's body coiled around its target. Each time the prey exhales, the constriction tightens. It wasn't a roar. It wasn't a noisy chase, just silence, and the weight and pressure gradually increased. African rock pythons can hunt birds, small mammals, monkeys, antelopes, large lizards, and sometimes even young crocodiles. It is a fearsome ambusher in places where tall grass meets the water's edge, a passage that all creatures are forced to traverse in search of survival. But no matter how strong they are, pythons have weaknesses. If attacked on the head, if bitten repeatedly before the grip is tightened, or if the opponent is too stubborn to be subdued quickly. But today, the one who enters that dangerous zone is not a weakling, it's a honey badger. The afternoon heat began to subside. The wind swept through the dry grass, carrying the smell of earth, decaying carcasses, and the scent of a reptile lurking nearby. The honey badger advanced slowly through the thorny bushes. Its nose was pressed close to the ground. Each step was short, steady, and cautious. It wasn't looking for a fight, but if something gets in its way, it won't easily back away. Not far away, an African python lay coiled in the shade of a low bush. Its enormous size almost disappears amidst the earth and dry leaves. The honey badger moved closer. A moment of silence, then the attack erupted. The python lunged forward, biting the honey badger's shoulder before immediately coiling its body around it, sending dust flying during the fierce struggle. But the honey badger was not easily subdued. It twisted and turned in its loose skin, biting back into the python's body and using its claws to scratch the ground to escape its grip. When the python tightened its grip, the honey badger unexpectedly bit down near the neck, causing its opponent to lose its breath. With just a small gap, it slithered out, turned around, and launched a series of attacks on the python's head and neck. Eventually, the python weakened. Then it clamped its jaws onto the python's body, slowly dragging the enormous carcass out of the bushes. That scene shows that on the savanna, size doesn't always determine victory. Sometimes, the survivor is the one who is more stubborn, more persistent, and refuses to give up first. And if you haven't hit the like button yet, you're probably leaving the honey badger to drag that giant python all by itself. Pythons are not the only threat to honey badgers. In the arid lands of Africa, honey badgers may face leopards, lions, hyenas, jackals, and venomous snakes. Leopards are one of the most dangerous threats. It has the ability to ambush from the shadows, darting out extremely quickly and using a precise bite to take down its prey. If a leopard encounters a young, injured, or unsuspecting honey badger, it can become a dangerous predator. Lions, however, pose a threat on a different level. A lion's pounce can far exceed the endurance of a honey badger, but generally, honey badgers aren't ideal prey. It is small, aggressive, difficult to restrain, and can inflict painful bites on its attacker. Hyenas are also formidable opponents. They have extremely strong jaws, usually travel in groups, and are not afraid to compete for food. A lone honey badger can be surrounded if it finds itself in the wrong place at the wrong time. However, it is precisely this aggressive nature that has helped the honey badger survive. When cornered, it may ruffle its fur, growl, release a foul odor from its anal glands, lunge to bite back, and make the predator think twice. The honey badger couldn't win because it was stronger than all the other animals. It survived because it made all its rivals understand that the price to eat it could be too high. African pythons aren't always the clear winners either. It can hunt large prey, but after each meal, its heavy and sluggish body makes it more vulnerable. Near the water's edge, pythons may encounter crocodiles. Both are patient ambushers. Crocodiles have a terrifying bite, while pythons are capable of constriction. If a young or recently fed python encounters a large crocodile, the advantage can quickly shift. Hyenas can also pose a threat to pythons. This is especially true when a python is digesting large prey and cannot move quickly. A group of hyenas can harass, bite, or force a python to leave its hiding place. Leopards typically don't consider large pythons to be easy prey. However, leopards can still attack young or small pythons, or in unexpected situations. Conversely, a sufficiently large adult python can also pose a threat to leopard cubs or other small animals passing through its ambush site. In the wild, pythons are fearsome predators, but it also has to follow a general rule. When the body is too large, every time it slows down, it can become an opportunity for others. The confrontation between a honey badger and an African python is not just a battle between a small animal and a giant snake. It is a confrontation between two completely different ways of surviving. African pythons live by silence. It doesn't need to chase its prey too far. It waits, lies in wait, and strikes when the opportunity arises. Honey badgers live by taking risks. It doesn't have exceptional dimensions, but it possesses resilience, thick skin, sharp claws, strong jaws, and an unyielding spirit. One species wins by ambush. One species survives by resisting, but both have their own roles in nature. No organism appears in that cycle without reason. In nature, not all battles take place between predator and prey. Sometimes, the most dangerous predators turn against each other. This place isn't just about battles for food. Behind every confrontation are territory, offspring, self-preservation instincts, and the right to survive. In the wild, a single mistake can turn a hunter into a loser. Each land has its own rules. On the savanna, strength and speed determine survival. In the river, crocodiles turn the calm surface of the water into a deadly trap. In the Amazon, jaguars can hunt both caimans and large pythons. Each species has its own weapons: fangs, claws, venom, constriction strength, or pack tactics. But when two predators meet, all advantages can reverse in seconds, and then the stronger one is not necessarily the one who survives. Right on the ground, a silent battle is always raging. That is the world of reptiles. In the dry grass, under the low canopy of the forest, or beside hot rock crevices, snakes and monitor lizards frequently encounter each other. Both are dangerous predators. But when faced with each other, neither species retains an absolute advantage. Snakes have incredibly fast striking speed. A well-aimed bite can inject venom into an opponent's body. But monitor lizards are not easy prey to subdue. They have strong jaws, sharp claws, quick reflexes, and tough skin that helps mitigate the danger from unexpected attacks. Instead of lunging indiscriminately, monitor lizards usually choose their timing carefully. They probe, dodge the first strike, then aim for the snake's head or neck. By controlling that area, they can neutralize the most dangerous bite. The climax began when the snake suddenly lunged. In an instant, it bit the monitor lizard on the head. The prey was stunned. The monitor lizard struggled violently. It clawed at the ground, twisted its body, and tried to escape. The snake held its opponent tightly, giving it no chance to counterattack. The struggle quickly ended. Little by little, the entire body of the monitor lizard disappeared into the snake's jaws. The snake ultimately won. One precise blow decided everything. From the world close to the surface, the story shifts to the hot, humid swamps of South America. Here, water not only conceals prey, it also conceals the predator. Caimans are patient killers. They have powerful jaws, thick skin, and a fearsome ambush ability in murky water. If prey gets too close to the river's edge, A sudden bite can drag it to the bottom. But in the Amazon, the caiman isn't the only predator that knows how to hunt underwater. The leopard appears silently on the riverbank. It crouches low, observing every small movement beneath the water's surface. No hurry, no wasted energy. It waits for the exact moment the caiman lets its guard down. Then, unexpectedly, the leopard lunged down. The water splashed. The caiman struggled, trying to use its strength and tail to escape the attack, but the leopard didn't bite indiscriminately into its prey's body. It aims directly at the neck or skull, where a well-placed bite can end the hunt most quickly. In just seconds, the caiman's advantage disappears. It thought the water would protect it, but the leopard dragged it ashore before the resistance could last long. In the Amazon, water isn't always a safe haven. Sometimes, it's where the most dangerous predators begin their attack. From the Amazon swamps, the conflict has shifted to the African savanna, where the boundary between land and water can determine survival. On land, the lion is a symbol of strength. Its muscles, claws, and roar send many animals into a standstill. But beneath the murky waters, all those advantages are no longer certain. There, the Nile crocodile lies in wait. It simply lies still, hidden beneath the surface, waiting for prey to step into its danger zone. As the two lions swam across the river, they entered crocodile territory. The surface of the water seemed calm, but a trap awaited them beneath. Suddenly, a dark shadow darted up, grabbed one of the lions, and dragged it forcefully down into the depths. A single misstep could have resulted in its being torn apart in the middle of the river. Thanks to its fierce resistance and sheer luck, it survived. But on land, the situation changed. A crocodile was surrounded by lions at the river's edge. It opened its jaws wide, thrashed its tail violently, and constantly threatened to keep its distance. But without the protection of the water, its speed of ambush almost disappeared. On the savanna, strength doesn't determine everything. Adaptability is the key to survival. The confrontation between the African python and the honey badger shows that even a single moment can change the course of a battle. If you love fascinating stories about the wild world, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next exciting videos.